have a couple of different things to do. We have only one item on our agenda, and that is to consider an amendment to our motion to reapprove, the board approve, the Mr. Cog, the Mixed Residential and Commercial Overlay District. And we approved along with it a map that included a couple of things that were strenuously complained about in precinct meetings. So I was able to go to precincts, all the precincts except 4 and 7. I think, John, you were at 4 and 7, weren't you?
I was at 8 and 9 with you. I had CPC the other night.
Did anybody go to 4 and 7?
Eric did.
Eric did, right, and my sister Mary did, so I heard about it. But
and I went to 3.
You
so
were
I
3?
was the only one there at 3, I think, 3 board.
I think you were, right,
Yeah.
okay. I was at 5 and 6, 7 and 8, and 1. And Paul, you were at 1.
1 and 2.
Yeah, they were together. Anyway, we heard things, and the two things that we heard were at 5 and 6, both of the Lowells, and then other people sort of chimed in, but not too strongly, but the Lowells felt very, very strongly, that including Highfield Drive, any property on Highfield Drive was inappropriate and wrong, because Highfield Drive is a private road. Turns out on research, it is in fact a private driveway, but it is a private road. And therefore, because it's a private road that is too narrow, that it is inappropriate to earmark it for a larger scale development, and therefore we should exclude it. There was also a complaint that it wouldn't fit with the character of the road, but mostly it was about the size and scale of the road. It was inappropriate. At the other meeting, the complaint was made about Kenyon's Corner. That apparently is a single lot. It's not several lots, and it's not truly a village. So it doesn't have the amenities that we said. We based our choices of the locations on their having the kinds of amenities that the state, in their housing choice bill, recommended that you have for an eligible lot. That it does have a food store. It has a UBS, but the state wouldn't recommend that. But it doesn't have enough kinds of things to really qualify as a village, and therefore we should not include it. So tonight we are considering whether or not to amend our vote to approve the map that we chose by excluding 4 parcels of land on Highfield Drive and 1 parcel on Kenyon's Corner. So that we can discuss that, can I have a motion to that effect?
Okay.
We want to, do we discuss it or approve it?
Well, we'll get a motion going.
Yeah.
Then we
And
can
then there's
discuss it.
discussion afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, so I move the town meeting vote Article 3 as printed in the warrant book, noting that the correct Roman numeral for a new Article 49 is XLIX, and remove from the proposed overlay districts lots 3801011001, 38010111A001, 380101B003, and 380101C004 on Highfield Drive, as well as lot 3202001000 at East Falmouth Highway and Central Avenue, known as Kenyon's Corner, from the proposed overlay districts.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. Now, discussion.
I have a question.
Yep.
When does Depot Avenue end and Highfield Drive begin? At the
Apparently,
entrance at the
Oh,
wall
across
there?
Life
By the
trail.
railroad tracks?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's a divider, I think there's 2 stone columns at the
Yeah.
beginning, I believe it's there.
I would think so.
I was walking Dee Woods on Sunday just to do my homework to make sure, but there's just as Jim said, right over the tracks, 2 granite posts, prominent granite posts. Highfield One.
And that's where it starts.
Correct.
Thank
So
you.
it includes we have not excluded the bike trail, is that
Nope.
right? Okay, so the bike trail is kind of the,
Yeah.
and the 2 stone.
Yeah, so that first parcel is the athletic center, and then the others down the road.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments? Jim?
I have a comment. The reason why I included this is because, first of all, it's one of the biggest business zone properties we have downtown. It's literally 200 feet away from public transportation. And it has a 70,000 square foot building that's already been built on it, and a huge parking lot could be redeveloped without cutting down any trees. And I really take a little umbrage after going through Lewis Neck and listening to say, oh, it doesn't have the proper access. I think that's a little bit of lip service. I think if you wanted to say, look, at the politics are, the people who influence in town don't want it done, I could go along with that. But to blame it on the access after Lewis Neck, 10 years ago, we were trying to improve that road. In fact, the EDIC actually loaned them $50,000 because they wanted to make the road part of Main Street so we could have our cultural center go all the way up from Main Street to try to connect.
Right.
And that whole thing's been lost on this and just turned into a negative on why not to do it. I just take a little bit of twisting. I think if you say, look, it doesn't have the political support because certain individuals in town don't want it, I could go along with that. But to blame it on access, that can all be fixed. You had no problem when Lewis Neck and redoing the whole damn thing when it was a 14-foot wide road and you all voted for it. So I just take a little umbrage when you apply the same thing. This road's a lot wider than 14 feet. And I think if you want to call it a spade, say it doesn't have the political weight, I'm fine with that. But to blame it on the access after what I've been through on Lewis Neck, it roiled me to hear that.
So if the statement were made that we're asking to exclude these tonight,
Because it doesn't have the political support, I'm okay
because
with
based
that.
on what we heard at precinct meetings, it doesn't have the.
That's what I'd like to
support.
hear as opposed to blaming it on and using the width access, because that can be fixed. You had no problem, all of you had no problem with fixing Lewis Neck. You approved a 14-foot road, and they widened it, they did it, we're still doing it. That can be done. It can be done very easily. So it's like, I don't know, it seems like somebody's playing games here.
She started off saying that this information came from precinct meetings and.
But don't call it the width of the road.
That's what she said up front, Jim. That's
Okay.
her first statement.
I'm gonna vote with you anyways, but I just wanted you all here to my
It doesn't have,
opinion.
it doesn't have the political support, and
That I'm good with. I
she
understand
said that
political
right up,
support.
right, that was the first thing she said.
Political support is fine.
Comes
And I'm not
down to-
gonna, Charlotte, I'm not gonna speak against it, I just wanted this opportunity to, because I think it really belongs. I think in order for affordable housing, you need to have public transportation. And this is right on the bus station and it's on the bike path. I think it's perfect for it. It doesn't have support, it doesn't have support. Maybe someday in the future it will.
Well, it seemed to me it really did not have the support. And
Yeah, I'm
considering
okay with
that our overall objective,
I
really,
agree.
we have been very definitely aimed at Davis Straits.
I'm okay with it, Charlotte. I told you I just needed to make my point. I didn't, that's it, and I think I have.
You have.
And it's the same thing with Kenyon's Corner. I mean, it's a great spot for future redevelopment, not the way it exists currently, but,
If it's gonna hold up the overall thing, we should get rid of it.
well, that's what we're gonna do.
And I'm okay with
If we-
that, but
That's what we're trying to do.
I just wanted to point out the similarities to other things we've done in the past.
Yes, I don't disagree with you, and I'd be happy to change the language that I use.
Well, you don't have, I just needed to make the point of the meeting, and I'm done.
Okay. Pat, did you want to comment?
I think that right now with the, it's on a terminal marine and with the status of our sewage disposal to try to put something up there that we are looking at this kind of density that we're looking at would be problematic. at this
Okay,
point.
well, hold on, Pat.
Oh,
Woods Hole is even steeper. They're putting 40 units to pass the dome and the knob, and that's even has more. Same moraine, even greater steepness, and even closer to the water. So
I'm talking about this parcel, Jim.
I know, but you're saying, but we had no problem.
okay, but Jim, I want to point something out. Time moves on, and the approval for the dome project is how many years old? The concern about the moraine, the sewage, the drainage has really ratcheted up enormously since then. So that naturally our reasoning is going to catch up, we hope, with the times and accept that. So to say we didn't do it then, we didn't do it in 1630 either. I mean, it's just, time matters. I think
Okay,
sticking
I'm
with
done.
it didn't have the support that we feel it needs, and therefore we're withdrawing now.
I'm good with that.
Okay, good. Any other comments that anyone wants to make? we're ready to move the question. Okay, all those in favor, and I think we should, because we're masked, say our names and our vote. So, Paul?
Yeah. I'm Paul.
Yeah, go ahead, vote.
I voted from it.
Okay.
Jim Fox, aye.
John Drewly, aye.
Pat Barefoot, aye.
Charlotte Harris, aye. Okay, so that's 5 with
I thought you
one
said
absent.
Pam.
Usually, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I'll answer to
She's
either.
next to me.
2 absent. And I see we have a new note taker.
Yes, ma'am.
Good, thank you very much.